Welcome back, guys. In today's episode, we're going to be doing a complete tune-up on Kevin's Vmax. He's a buddy of mine. He picked this up a little over a month ago, and I have reasons to believe that it has not been ridden in quite some time. Battery is completely shot. We had to put a new lithium ion battery in it, and over time it progressively got better at starting. And now that it can start and will start and run good, we're going to do a full tune-up on it. I'm talking spark plugs, oil change. We're going to put a new exhaust on, and we're going to replace his airbox. So yeah, by the end of this video, you guys won't even recognize this Vmax. So follow along, and I'll show you how to take a completely bone stock Vmax and turn it into a one-of-a-kind. Alright, so the first order of business is an oil change. I've already drained the oil, replaced the filter, put the drain plug back in, but I'm fairly certain that Kevin doesn't have a DD clutch mod. So your first step is to take off the brake pedal. As you can see, this one is clearly bent, so we're going to be replacing that as well. You've got a pinch bolt, and then you have a cap bolt. The brake pedal slides right out. This is a brand new brake pedal. As you can see, it's nice and flat. If you were to compare it to the one that was on the bike, you can clearly see that it had been dropped at one point or another. That's a pretty hefty that's a pretty hefty bend. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and be replacing that. We're going to set those off to the side. Now to take the clutch cover off. So if you see right behind me, I've got a little cardboard cutout of the clutch cover and the diaphragm. So every time I take a bolt out, I'll stick it in like that so I won't lose it. As you can see, there's some long ones and some short ones. Make sure you remember where they each go. So far we've taken out 3 long ones and 1 short one. Alright, we got all the bolts out of the clutch cover now. I'm going to put down a rag in case it does drip a little oil. It shouldn't because we've already drained it, but I'm going to take a rubber mallet. I'm going to just pop it right there, like that. And I should be able to pop it right off like that. Not a single drop of oil. Look how clean that is. Alright, take our old gasket out. We've got our clutch cover off, and we've cleaned out the ring where the gasket goes. So now we're going to go ahead and take these bolts out for the retaining ring for the clutch spring. How you do that is you're going to go in a star pattern. This one, directly across. This one, directly across. And this one. So now that we've gotten star pattern, we're just going to continue to do that. So across, 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 across. We're going to repeat that all the way around until we get those bolts completely backed out. Alright, so once you get those 6 bolts out, you're now going to take your retaining ring and you're going to set that down. And right behind that is your clutch spring plate. Now, what a lot of Vmax guys will do is they will take another one of these, like this one, this brand new one, and they'll stack them like this, and they'll just drop them right back in. Put the retaining ring back on, put your bolts in. These clutches have to deal with a lot of power. So when you stack 2 clutch spring plates on top of each other, this is what's known as a DD clutch mod. What it does is it makes your clutch pull harder, but it's easier on your transmission, and it's less likely to slip when you add more power to these bikes. Alright, to install the DD clutch mod, you're just going to take your double stacked clutch spring plates. You're going to set them right back on top of your clutch. Take your retaining ring. You're going to set the retaining ring on it. And then you're going to take one of your bolts. You're going to thread it in so it holds it in place. Now you can go ahead and start putting your bolts back in. So just like when we took it off, we're going to put it back on in the same star pattern. Once you've finished doing that star pattern all the way till they're snug, you're going to want to torque them down to 10 Newton meters. Alright, the DD clutch mod is now installed. I'm going to give the clutch a couple pumps to see if it's working. Yeah, it looks good enough to me. We're going to go ahead and button her back up. We'll put some oil in her. This here's our new gasket. We're going to pop that in there. Gasket's going to go right like that. Just like that. And we'll just start going through, putting our bolts back in. Alright, we got our clutch cover on. Now it's time to install the new brake pedal. There you have it. Brake pedal installed. Now we can add some oil. Alright, I got some bulk Yam lube here, 10W40, courtesy of Westside Motorsports. This is probably about 4.2 quarts, so I'm going to go ahead and put all of this in, and if we have to add a little bit more, we will. Got some more Vmax blood here. That line's coming up. I probably only need like just a dash. Literally perfect. I'll pop this cover off. Let's go ahead and unplug that ECU. So underneath the Airbox cover in the seat, it is absolutely filthy. So I'm just gonna clean this up real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up. I'm gonna be using a detailing brush and some Motul Moto Wash. Definitely splash that shit in my eye. Alright, we've got this entire thing detailed underneath. It looks nice and clean now. I'm going to go ahead and remove the battery, get that out of the way, and then I'll show you what a stock Airbox looks like. Now that we've removed the battery, we're going to take the battery box out. Alright. For those people who don't know about Airboxes, there's 4 different ways that I know of that you can change their air ratio to make more power. The first one you can do is to remove the OEM air filter and replace it with a performance one like a K&N. Number 2 is what's called a modified Airbox. You'll hear that word being thrown around in the Vmax community a lot. It is probably the simplest modification you can do to an Airbox to make more power, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Start by removing your Airbox. Alright, here you can see where the air is directed in towards the air filter. You can see this restrictor plate that only lets in so much air. You can flip the Airbox over and you can see this restrictor plate is right here. To do the modified Airbox, it's as simple as dremeling off 3 plastic rivets that hold the restrictor plate in place. So as you can see, after dremeling 3 plastic rivets, your restrictor plate now slides right out. You can literally throw this in the trash because no one will ever want this. Now that you've cut that restrictor plate out, that air is funneled directly into your air filter, which takes up that entire space. So you're going to go ahead and drop this back in, replace your OEM filter with a performance filter, put your cover back on, bolt everything back up, and you've got a modified Airbox. This, my friends, is a triple threat modified Airbox. You can see that I've cut out the restrictor plate. I've replaced my OEM filter with a performance K&N filter. The biggest change you will see is the holes cut out of the side of the Airbox. I've put K&N filters on the side. This will give the bike more power in the top end, but you will lose low end torque. I did tell you in my previous video that we would be revisiting the triple threat. And so we're going to go ahead and leave the triple threat in Kevin's bike because he has already sent out his ECU and got it tuned by Guru Gear, the legend himself, Tim Nash. So the next step would be to button up this Airbox so we can get to the spark plugs. It's time to do a spark plug change. There's only like 10,000 miles on these spark plugs, but I mean, it's been sitting for a long time, so I'm gonna change them out just to little peace of mind. The front right one is the easiest to get to. The rear 2, we've already got the battery taken out, so the back 2 are pretty easy to get to. It's the front left one is an absolute pain in the asshole. So just to save you guys some time, I'm just gonna fast forward through this whole process. So once you've gotten your ECU back from Guru Gear, you're going to want to clear any error codes that may have showed up. So to get to the diagnostics screen, you're going to push your 2 menu buttons here. You're going to hold both of those down at the same time for about 5 seconds. Then you're going to turn the key on. You're going to hold it, hold it, hold it, and diag screen. From there, you're going to want to release and then push and hold them again. There we go. But you're gonna scroll until you get to D62, D61, D62. You're gonna clear any codes by toggling your on/off switch, just like that. As you can see, all the error codes have gone to 0. We can now shut the bike off. I like to take off the heat shroud, 2 bolts. pull it back. Set that aside. Now you can see where the muffler and the catalytic converter merge into one. So we're going to go ahead and take the mufflers off first. Get our clamp off. Alright, take off your muffler holder. Should be detached now. You can just slide the muffler right off. Come on, wiggle it back and forth, slides right off. There's your stock muffler. That's probably 10 to 15 pounds alone. Now we'll go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Got a bolt holding the brackets on both sides. We're going to take that off. Alright, here's a tricky part. There's a tiny window where we got to get into some Allen heads to take off where the headers meet the cat. So that's usually accessible from the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 2 bolts that hold down the cat from the front headers. Go ahead and loosen and get those out. And a little trick of the trade is to loosen up the headers so it makes the front headers move a little bit. And it really is not that hard as they say it is. If you do all the steps correctly, it just comes right out. A lot of people said a rubber mallet helps, but honestly, if you just loosen up everything and take all the clamps off, it's not that bad. Let's disconnect this O2 sensor and grab the VooDoo. We're going to unscrew the sensor. Put those out. Disconnect the cables. Hold out of the cat just like that. Oh, that's a heavy pig. Now it's time to unbox the VooDoo slip-on. Ooh. With clamps, so we will keep the pipes set to the side because we won't need them right away. We can put those on last. So we got some big clamps here. Those are going to be for up here by the pipes. And then we got 2 smaller clamps, and those are for clamping the front headers to the slip-on. And we're going to reuse the OEM clamps for the rear headers. Alright, so this is your right side header. There's your O2 sensor. You're going to put that on the other side, so we'll set that there. You can see where this pipe meets the rear header. It's flanged. You're going to want to take your exhaust gasket and you're going to set it down in there like that. You're going to reuse your stock flange here. And then once you get it up onto the header, you're going to want to use your OEM clamp to clamp down the rear headers. Alright, now let's go ahead and knock this out here. Hopefully we won't bugger up that exhaust gasket. I like to slide on the front one first. And while we're doing that, we're going to line up the second one. And then slide that one on. Just like that. Yep, just like that. Now that we've got the slip-ons, now it's time to unbox and put on the mufflers. So you just put your clamp on, you slide it down, line up the holes, take your original mount, and you're going to want to thread it through and snug it up like that. And then we can go ahead and snug this guy down. Now we're going to go ahead and snug this guy down. There's one side, now let's go on the other side and do the same thing. Alright, we should be all done. Give it a little shake test. Moves a little bit, which is fine. It's got a dampener on it. But everything's nice and snug and tight. O2 sensor's in. Should be ready to fire her up. Alright, so in this part of the video, I'm actually going to be showing you the differences between the stock mufflers and the catalytic converter and a VooDoo slip-on exhaust. So today is officially the day that Kevin's going to come over and see his bike for the first time since he's gotten it. Hopefully all the work I've done pays off and he loves it. He should be here any second. So we're just waiting for him to get here and I'll try to get his reaction as I pull it around the corner. And here comes Damar. Maybe he'll hold the camera for me.
Nachos.
What up?
Just getting ready.
Yeah? Ready to see this bike? Huh?
Am I ready to see it?
I hope so. Damar, I think you've met Damar, maybe?
No, I don't think so.
I'm
Kevin,
Damar.
nice to meet you, man. Pleasure.
Yeah, he works at, he's in parts department with me at Westside. Hi, Bree.
We're gonna be matching, bro.
Yeah! Oh, you're up in Star Jacket.
Let's go!
All right. So I'm gonna have Damar hold the camera so he can get your reaction.
Oh my
God.
God.
I'm gonna drive it around.
Oh, you're gonna drive it?
I'm gonna ride it.
This guy being extra. How's your day been, Damar?
It's been good. It's been good. Solid. Solid.
Dude, I'm appreciative of Gabe doing all this for me too. He's hooking me up.
Yeah.
And doing all the time and everything.
Oh yeah, no, he spent a lot of time on it.
God, it always sounds different. Dude, she looking good. It looks so clean. Dude, it turned out better than what I thought. Huh? It turned out better than what I planned. Yeah.
Yeah, the brush. So I did all the satin, you know, Key West, brush. I even did the handlebars. Vans Grips, Atlas throttle lock, bar and meters, DD clutch mod, the VooDoos, brand new VooDoos. Woo! Triple thread poking out there.
That's what I love. The look at that. Just kind of ceiling. Oh man.
You like it?
Look, I love it. I love it.
Cool, dude. So that's actually Damar's first time riding his bike.
Really?
Yeah. He sold his Vulcan 900.
Oh, I remember you telling me the Vulcan.
Yeah, and he picked up this really clean MT-09.
This thing does look nice. I love the color on that
The
too.
blue. Yeah. That's the meanest looking MT-09, I think, with those headlights.
Oh yeah, dude.
There we go. Well, we're gonna wrap up this video, so I'll catch you in the next one, guys. See ya.